If you want to be my friend, you had better go and get a pen. Maybe we can keep in touch like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago. And I wish you well. Oh, sign your pen, pals. Ooh, I never doubted you. And I knew when we got into the big OOOs, you were really going to shine.
I know. That's when I said, inside my body said, all right, let loose right now.
You let it loose.
Yeah.
Release this.
Let loose and then bring it back in.
Dude, you've been going to a lot of nightclubs. You got little stamps all over.
Yeah, thank you.
Just when you get in.
Thank you so much.
I love these. I genuinely do. What's this top one? Oh, that's great.
This is like how grandmas look at tattoos, by the way.
What is this?
Yeah, what is that one? What's that supposed to be? A bird?
What are those tits?
And they look. And they.
Those are my nipple. Those are my real nipples.
Oh!
Wait, is that a devil? A devil jerking off?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. On a sailboat.
Also, they look at it the wrong way. How come she's not falling out of that chair if it's upside down? You're like, well, this is the way you.
Yeah, this is how you're supposed to see it. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today by. It becomes religious. Our good friend. America's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just friend.
America's buddy.
America's bud.
We do have America's sweetheart. Why don't we have like America's newest work friend,
Nicholas Thune.
Hi,
that
Nick.
chair is not doing it for you, is it?
Is it?
No,
I
I can see
got
your
like a
discomfort.
forward tilt.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to work up to the couch.
Right.
We're gonna get there.
Comedy's
We're
not supposed to be
almost
comfortable.
couch level.
You know that on airplanes do this in exit rows because the exit row seats are rip outable, like the easiest to rip out.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so they're the flimsiest, the least cushioned, and they're slightly like
This is all true.
pushing you forward. So what I do is, and they used to have more magazines. They used to have the airline magazines.
Oh, yeah.
more, is take those, roll them up, and slip them under the front of the seat, so that way that it kind of gave me like a nice little.
Nick, I was on the road with Nick. I think we were going to Salt Lake City, and you took out one of the magazines and you started writing letters to like people
In the
that would
future.
eventually read the. By the way, the magazine. It makes sense that went away. It's such a weird
Sky,
thing to
whatever
like
it
the
was.
Sky.
Now it's just like
Sky Mall.
laminated documents.
Yeah. But it was like Sky Mall, and Nick was like, oh, this is a good item. I should buy this.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're right. You
I
really
would wear this.
You really should try this steakhouse in Kansas City.
Why?
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, it doesn't make sense they got rid of that.
No, you don't think? You
No.
think it's entertaining?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Well, because I guess it was like
What was it called? The Sky Mall?
Sky
Yeah.
Mall.
Well, there was two. That was the catalog, but wasn't
Well, I
there
mean,
also
the
like
Sky
a,
Mall one I think does make sense to have because that is fun to look at. But the other one was like, here's a real magazine about. You're like,
That's
no
what I'm
one
saying.
gives
There would
a
be
fuck
like
about what is in
5
this magazine.
steakhouses randomly picked throughout the
Yeah.
country that they paid for to obviously be in that list.
Yes.
Yeah, and like there's always like a featured actor or something that's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Ed Helms is
yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah. Up in the air with Lauren Holly.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should we jump right in?
Yeah.
Should we do this?
Yeah, why not?
Should we kick this off?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Should we make it happen?
I agree.
Let's go to the letters.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
Whoa.
I like your boots too. I like everything you're doing.
Yep, it's a good
I
ensemble.
like how you tie 'em.
Yeah, I tie him from the back. That's
Smart.
Nick, have you gone pinky ring?
I've never worn a pinky
We had a
ring.
recent talk. I think I'm going to become a pinky
An
ring guy.
ex-girlfriend got me a pinky ring, and that was basically the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My uncle has
She
one.
gave
and
it to
I've
me and
loved it
dumped me right away.
Oh, that was
Wow.
your parting gift.
She said, I don't date guys who wear pinky rings.
Damn, she fucking got you. That's a good prank.
That is a
That's a
good-
good
That's a
prank.
great way to
She-
break up with
Yeah.
somebody.
Sorry.
Because then it's their fault,
Yeah.
but you caused it.
That's pro level gaslighting.
Pro level, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, I don't even want to wear it. Well, you are.
You are.
But you are.
And
You're
I'll
a pinky
never
ring guy
yeah.
now.
I bought it for you, and then you put it on instantly.
How am I supposed to unsee that? I'm always gonna know.
And then you talked about how much you loved it.
Yeah.
Ever since you've worn that thing, that's all you've talked about.
And then you're like, yeah, but I was just saying that. I was just saying that to be nice. Then they're like, so you lied to me. So you were lying.
This works.
You gave it to me 30 seconds ago. Yes, that's all I've mentioned since you've given it to me.
This might be the most perfect way to break up with someone.
Right. And I don't like who you've become.
If you do say I was just being nice, they just call you a liar, and then it's still your fault.
Ever since you had that pinky ring, it's all you look at.
Yeah,
I put it on 40 seconds ago.
It fits weird. Oh, okay, so I don't know how to buy gifts for people.
Oh, you got small pinkies, huh?
But then you do go full pinky ring, and you're like, you know what? I got something to say to you. And you're like, oh, the power.
Yeah, the dynamic.
Like over there, yeah.
No one leaves.
Yeah,
this is a great point, by the way.
100%. And you use it. You go, you know what? Fine.
Point.
Go get all your stuff. Get all your stuff. Take it out that door. And we are done.
You're right. It's strong because the pinky's so vulnerable to be able to put it right out there.
To put it out there. Yeah. The confidence to go, I could do it. I could do one of these. I'm going this.
I lead with my pinky.
Start pointing like
do you go thumb out? We all go thumb out, or do you go thumb in?
Here's the thing: is it's not this.
No.
You're separating the pinky, and you're also saying, "Hey, I've got a thumb, but I'm choosing this."
Yeah, you kind of tuck him away a little bit. He's ready if you got to go. Oh, great.
That's why people say whenever you point your finger at somebody, what's really happening is I'm pointing one finger at you, a finger over to the guy on my left, down to
the devil. Even the devil's
getting called out.
Yeah.
Look, I got 2 devils and 3 randos.
Now you're Crocodile Dundeeing a bull right there with that. Or was that this? What was?
That was that, I think.
That was that. Yeah, this is good too.
I gotta work that muscle. I think I'm having like a pinky cramp.
Well, there's also like the flip off.
I don't ever work the pinky.
That's what the ring's for.
Oh, how do you guys do? How do you guys flip off people? You go.
Whoa.
That.
I think I'll do this. I'll probably.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't do it enough.
You don't tuck?
I don't do it a lot.
I love pulling this one out.
The full tuck.
That's just your classic.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. You get that one. This one. Yeah. Boom. This one brings in a forearm.
It does.
If you're
such a weird thing to do.
Okay, but imagine you're driving and it's out your window. Are you just going?
Isn't it?
What's your movement on that? You going? I'm landing here.
Yeah, it's like somebody that doesn't know what it is. They're like,
Rory got high.
Oh,
like it is
double
weird.
bird.
It is weird.
You're going double bird.
It is weird.
The
to
bird,
look at.
by the way, it's so funny that it's called giving somebody.
Bird.
Because birds are they're in our society in a way that people won't shut the fuck up about them.
Right.
And as they should, they're all over the place.
All over the place.
And we just don't even really notice them.
You know,
isn't it bizarre that there's animals?
1 billion birds die a year from windows.
No.
1 billion.
1 billion.
I didn't even know there were 1 billion.
I didn't know there were windows.
Is that true?
Yes, it's on the
there's
Audubon
obviously like
Society's
8
website.
billion.
Yeah.
There must be 8 billion birds. How many birds
they could take over in a second if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They're unwrangled. They're just up there.
Well, people don't even know. Outside of LA, we got the whole parrot problem.
Ugh.
They
right at my
roam
house.
around.
Yeah.
They've been over by you lately?
They've been on my property.
They
literally
so
above
loud.
my home.
And they know it's a private property.
And you can't talk to, and I go out and
the lore is that somebody let 2 parrots go, and then they've multiplied, and then are they called the Glendale parrots, the Burbank
I think
parrots?
how they got released is a myth. Someone
But
told
people
me
don't know this. They travel around, and if you get caught by them and you're trying to do anything outside,
they're a biker gang.
they will heckle you.
They're a biker gang.
It's funny too because people are like, like the early bird whole thing.
Parrots?
Yeah.
That's just that in that statement, we're assuming that birds have a schedule that they're abiding by, and that they had an appointment. They're like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be here at noon. Guys here at 11:55." Oh, look at
Although
that early bird. And then also they talk about them getting worms, which the worms thought. We thought we had this area for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and
birds
it's
are on a
fucking
schedule.
Bloodbath down there.
I've never once seen a bird actively seek out a worm and then eat it.
Robins.
I don't think they even eat worms.
Yes, they do. Robins in the Midwest all the time. I've seen that all the time.
All the time.
But you think about it. We even have mourning doves, the rooster. They are on schedule.
Yeah.
Is it? Well, because of the rooster.
Right.
All right. Shall we?
Yep.
Wait, did we already?
No.
No, we did say it.
Yes, but we haven't started.
And here we are.
Right.
Nick, are you
I
ready?
literally thought you were asking me if we read the letter, and it was so within our realm of possibility, I answered you sincerely.
Here we go. Ready to dance.
Yep.
Hello, you 2 fine young gentlemens.
3 of us.
Capital M. I recently took a new job in a familiar city I went to college in, and the gig promised the sun, moon, and stars. Well, that's your first red flag, and a jump in earnings. I packed up and moved east from Denver, which was my home for many years, for this new opportunity. When I arrived, things quickly went south. I found out that the promises made to me would not be coming to fruition, and that I had been lied to. Oof. I'm stuck in a precarious situation, as I bought a house and kind of placed all my chips on this bet. My question to you lovable cackling idiots is, have you ever walked away from a gig that didn't agree with your morals and beliefs, or was causing you more stress than it was worth? Did you feel better after the decision, or did you stick it out because you gave your word? I obviously respect you both immensely and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Sincerely, your friend and Dairy Queen driver, Will Hancock. P.S. Twizzlers or Red Vines? Fuck Red Vines.
Fuck both.
And I don't like Twizzlers.
I don't like either
But
one.
I don't like Red Vines.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's just, you cannot. The Twizzler the game is on lock. And then Red Vines are coming in here. The name is bad. Red, we get that it's red. You don't got to tell me it's red.
Are both hollow?
Vines? I'm not eating a vine. A Twizzler says, there's a party over here.
Some people use Twizzlers as straws.
I mean, red vines are just the classic. You know, it's what we have at movies. It's what Costco sells by the bucket.
The bucket.
You know, you can't get Twizzlers by the bucket.
That's right.
Wait, are you a Red Vines guy then?
They could honestly, they're controlling. You can get a king size Twizzler, and that's what, 3 extra Twizzlers on top of whatever Twizzler amount you were going to get before that. And it's just.
He's not wrong. I'm not interrupting.
I know.
this.
I'm just trying to picture that.
Have you ever held up the king size next to a?
No,
then
I don't even know what it is.
Now they'll even have like the family size or the.
This is all real.
Yeah.
I don't like.
What about the
licorice.
rope? Isn't there a licorice rope?
I
I don't like
licorice.
any of it.
I love it. I love black licorice.
No.
Really?
I love
No.
Scandinavian. I love Norwegian licorice, Swedish from
What
Copenhagen.
is it?
It's all got different flavors.
For sure.
Australian licorice. It's soft.
Man,
The-
what
I-
is that? I hate it so much.
I hate all licorice. I've
Yeah.
never
I hate
liked licorice. I'm not opposed. Rosemary Van Kirk loves black licorice.
I don't know
as
what
most old
separates.
women.
I wonder if it's like that thing. You know, some people like cilantro, and some people just don't.
I'm anti-cilantro.
They say that's a genetic predisposition.
I don't mind the flavor.
It tastes like soap to people with a certain gene sequence.
I don't mind the flavor. It makes me shit.
I don't like
quite
a glob.
bit.
I like
shit
a-
quite a
a
bit.
dusting
Hashtag
of
shit quite a bit.
cilantro.
There you go.
What'd you
Shannon.
go with?
Shit. Hashtag shit quite a bit.
Okay,
Is
fair
what it
enough.
makes
I
me
like
do.
that one. We can add that.
Wait,
makes me shit.
Cilantro makes you shit.
It makes
Are
me
you
shit.
sure
It
it's the
cleans me out.
cilantro and
One-
not the carne asada?
It's not the
He's like, yeah, no, I always just have cilantro and beans.
Refried beans.
It
Refried
is
beans.
100% the cilantro.
I think you're wild.
You're
telling me-
wild.
You're telling me if you ate a spoonful of cilantro,
Yes.
you would blow it out.
Yes. 1,000,000%.
I've never heard that being a thing for anyone. I'm not doubting you. We're all different.
This is over there. She's got all the information.
By the way,
in that computer. She has my background.
A
She has all my
spoonful
medical.
of cilantro.
Wild. Well, he's wild.
I'm a wild guy.
I mean, I like to think that the cilantro's in a bowl, and you would take a fork and just jam it in there, and whatever comes up on that fork.
Very little,
Yes.
I bet.
You're saying that cilantro to you is like soup.
No, I don't like it that much. But I'm
But-
just saying if he...
But you know, oftentimes it is the green sauce. So
if you saw a bowl of cilantro and you thought, I want to get the most amount in my mouth,
I'd probably spoon it.
you'd spoon it?
I'd spoon it.
But
I think you're gonna get. I don't think you're gonna come up empty-handed with a fork. But I think you're gonna get more.
I'm
with
just
a spoon.
saying the equivalent of
I'm
whatever
saying-
cilantro's on a taco. That
But
amount
think
that you
about
normally
how much
eat.
Yes.
cilantro's in there, and if you were to jam that fork in, you're going to compress a lot of cilantro on there, whereas the spoon,
That's a good point.
you're only going to get what can stay on top of
Depending
that.
on how
Surface
this-
area you're talking.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of leaves? Because if it's chopped up cilantro, I bet that fork could come out clean.
That is true.
I don't
Also
think so
a
at
fucking
all, to
Great
be
point.
honest.
I think Nick's right.
This is what he does. This is what he does.
No one's noticing it, by the way.
Right.
We're just both feeling validated.
Yeah, 100%. We both walk out being like, man, I love that guy. Yeah.
You know who my teammate is? What did you look it up? Can cilantro make you shit yourself?
No, it's not. The answer, you're going to get a big no.
There is nothing definitive.
See?
I mean, a lot of things
the
I'm
beans.
Yeah.
finding say that it can actually help with like
Digestive.
gastritis and like digestive distress. So
That's
they
incorrect.
say you have to
It's unfortunate.
eat more than like 200 grams of.
Are you looking on the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where you
it's
went wrong.
unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
get
gonna
out the
say.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
If you actually could go to my website, you'll see. If you read my blog.
That's on the internet.
If you read my digestion blog.
you go to my Angel Fire site, you'll see.
All right. team, we hate licorice, and you are more red vines.
I mean, I honestly, I would say licorice is almost my lifestyle.
Is that what you're grabbing at the movie theater? You're grabbing red vines?
Here we go. We're not even going to get to this.
No, you don't get to answer.
You already know my answer. You already know my answer.
Exactly. That's why only Nick gets to answer.
I wonder how he would say it.
Nick.
Well, let it.
Okay, let's see what you say. Let's see what
Okay,
you
when I go, yes, I would. If I were to buy something at the movie theater, I'm buying red vines.
Okay.
In fact, I got the last thing I got in a movie theater was red vines, and I just went into the movie theater to use the bathroom, and I walked out and thought, they let me in. I was like,
Yeah.
Can I use the bathroom? They're like, no, yeah, you don't. Do you need tickets for the bathroom? No, go in.
All right.
I've got a ticket for the bathroom at 3:20.
Bathroom 1.
Hey, that's my
Bathroom
seat.
1.
That's my seat in there, man.
Yeah. Just shitting. Yeah.
Hey, so mine says stall 2. What is he?
Oh, I'm on the wrong stall. Sorry, I'll
Yeah, I just don't want to
guy's
move
sitting on
over.
the
I don't
urinal
want
out
to move
there.
over
It's like,
one.
No, you got the wrong seat, bud.
You ever sat on a urinal?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I have not.
I have.
No.
I've sat on a urinal to pee. It was like for a bit. And it
course.
didn't play well.
Forward?
It felt
Were you
weird.
facing it or were you?
You know what? You never
Hey.
do a bit like that where you feel like you violated yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're like, what did I do to me?
Right.
Like I'm my best teammate, and I fucked it up. I fucked
Yeah.
up that relationship.
Mhm.
Have you? What else? What else is at the? Like, name another candy that's at the movie theater that you'd maybe buy.
Junior mints.
Oh, pretty good.
Okay, keep
Yeah.
going. Name like 5 different types of candies.
Okay. Mike and Ike's.
Yep.
Hot tamales.
Yep.
I'm just going through the ones I would get.
Yep.
Okay.
Snickers.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice. I like that.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a candy.
Any
Milk Duds.
Any peanut butter based?
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Thank you.
He.
No further questions, Your
that
Honor.
was in the middle.
No further
that was in the middle.
questions.
That was in the middle.
Say it, and you let Nick decide if you're a freak or not. Say it. Say it.
Reese's Pieces.
Okay. I actually think he's right.
Oh! Oh!
However, I would never be caught. That's like saying
I
like
thought you were going to take Rory. I think he is right. I thought you were going to take Rory's bagel. I think he is right. However, Rory is not wrong.
Yeah.
However,
Lissa knows the damage you've just done to this.
it's like
this
ordering.
room.
It's like for me, it would be like going into Starbucks and saying grande. Like I'm gonna say large, and they know what I mean.
Oh, you think the
I'm not
intention
gonna
of the
fall
company
into their wording.
You think the company intended for it to be called Reese's Pieces?
Yeah.
PCs.
Yes.
You've PCs.
Yes. And I am not gonna do it. PCs.
I might orgasm. I might orgasm at this
What if
episode.
Because it's the only person who's ever agreed with you.
That we've asked. We have so many people have yet to come in here.
Well, two other people in here.
PCs.
Reese's Pieces, please.
Do you know we have 2 big things in regarding us that both are my thing that we've investigated?
Yeah.
This one, do you know what the other one is?
What was it?
Greeting cards.
Okay, we're never even gonna finish this letter.
I know, we haven't even responded.
So here's the Will said.
But you know what? He knows us, and that's his fault.
Will, he does know us, and this is his fault. He drove us in Denver to get a Dairy Queen
At the
Blizzard
High Plains.
at the High Plains Festival.
Wonderful man.
So what do? Have you ever walked away from a gig that didn't agree with your morals?
Who's in the wrong? They're in the wrong. They lied to you.
I've done this.
You don't owe them shit.
Yeah.
I've done it in a big way.
Okay.
And it was a hard decision, and it was a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it was making my life very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was unhappy,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a clause where I could pull out within 60 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I set it up knowing this might not be the right thing for me,
yeah.
Smart.
but it didn't feel good. It never feels good to let anyone down.
Right.
I mean,
But especially
walking?
yourself.
This is just dog walking.
yeah, no, like
Yeah. It's the most low stakes.
But Nick, especially yourself. You're letting you down, staying with it.
yes,
right.
no, that is true. You're compromising, and what I find is, like I have had a problem. Like one time, I mean, this is such a longer story, but
Go for it.
I quit a job at a car dealership.
What?
I was working as a senior in high school. I was washing cars at a dealership. And then there was an off-site sale. I begged him to let me try and sell cars for a day. So I wore my dad's suit, sold 2 cars. And they were like, great, you're a car salesman now. And so for a month in high school, I'm selling cars. I'm wearing suits to school, going afterwards. And
That's insane.
I hated it, but they loved me. I was like a novelty. I was like, oh, this young kid, selling cars. And once I got into the dealership, I was not doing that well. It was a lot more difficult than it was in a mall parking lot on a Saturday. When people are just there to buy, you know. And I wanted to quit, but I felt like they were too anyway. I had to go get an STD test, and
that's a turn.
It was a turn. In a brand new.
I had to go get an STD test, and I had unprotected sex, and the blood test went in, and I wasn't going to hear back. And this is a pretty big AIDS time. It was 97.
Sure.
And so I went in fully crying and said that I had HIV, and it couldn't work there anymore.
Nicholas.
This is
because I might have. I didn't know.
You
were Schrodinger's cat. You were Schrodinger's cat. You were.
I could find the emotion of if I had it, I've cried.
Yeah.
I found it. He cried with me. And of course he understood that I didn't want to work anymore with HIV.
Also, it's 97. They're probably like, we can't.
Yeah, we don't want you around here, man.
I wish his reaction was like, lead with that. That's going to sell more cars than anything.
Do you think this guy to this day, when somebody brings up Magic Johnson, he's like, well, let me tell you about a kid we used to have who worked here.
There's no question that this guy does not tell this story often.
He's gone on to a lot of big stuff, and he's never talked about it. I feel special.
Oh my
he
God.
opened up
There's
to
an
me.
ending to the story.
God. I hope he is like, that. Oh my God. Like he saw your special.
People can live with it.
Oh my God. That kid used to sell cars.
You guys think Magic Johnson's cool? Let me tell you, a kid who didn't even have all the resources of Magic Johnson. 1997.
He didn't have the money. He didn't have the fame.
Now he's rolling in it.
Look
obviously.
at him.
Obviously,
He's been on TV once. He must be rich.
Must be.
Well, the funny thing is my dad.
Anytime this guy's been like,
you told a lie to get out. Well, it could have been the truth. But you told a lie to not have to work this job anymore, and you've maybe changed this dude's life forever.
Yeah.
Like, one, he told that story to everybody.
He's now volunteering.
Two, if he has come across your career, he's like,
God,
you won't believe. You ever heard of Nick Thune?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about? He has AIDS.
You know, like if you go to Al-Anon or AA, you have a qualifying story. Like Al-Anon, you like have like, my mom has this or my dad is this. He like now helps out with AIDS. And his qualifying story is a guy that worked for me. Had it.
I think he's coaching the fucking mathlete team at high school, and he was like, you kids want to give up? You kids want to say, oh, I can't do this?
Didn't give up.
Comedian
he gave up. Nicholas.
He gave up selling Subarus.
He's wrong though. Comedian Nicholas Thune. It's like what?
Nick,
that is incredible.
Nick.
Yeah, the button on it is that my dad is the reason I had a job there. And I didn't even think about this. This guy knows my dad, and so that night at dinner,
no, never mind. You didn't change this guy's life at all.
No, hold on. The phone rang. My dad answered the phone during dinner. I understand. Okay, thank you. Hung up. It's quiet.
Son,
I'm not even expecting anything. He goes, did you tell Dwayne Lane
Subaru
that you have HIV?
Oh my God.
And I just said, yeah.
This is such a dumb kid move. Such a kid.
Yeah.
And he was so disappointed, and like, you know, it was like classic Nick's lying again, you know, because I'd been into a lot of trouble before that, and in and out of rehab and everything, and so and that was never really discussed. And then I think last year I said to my dad, "Did you ever tell him I didn't have it?" And he said, "No."
Oh my God. You might get a free car.
Yeah, I told him that my son that I made hire him didn't have AIDS.
Also, you got hired to just work detail, right?
I was hired there to wash cars.
That's what I'm saying.
I worked my way up.
Your dad did not tell him to hire you to sell. He's a good kid. He's back on his feet.
Wash
just
the
have him
cars.
wash the cars. He's probably like, well, you fucking morons made him start selling. And that is not what I told you to have
that's not
him
what I
do.
said to do.
I walk home. Yeah, they're letting me sell cars now. God damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Selling cars down
All
the
right,
mall.
well, it's just a matter of time till it tells him he has AIDS. You know,
He's going to let them down just like he's let me and his mother down.
His go-to move.
Yep.
His go-to move is
Yep.
AIDS.
I told him not to get involved. I said, let him wash the cars. Don't let him inside.
And day one, I said, look, he's probably going to come here at some point and tell you he has HIV. He doesn't. He does this at every job.
As far as we know, he doesn't.
Yeah. We actually don't even know. He might actually have it.
I will say briefly because it's come up before. I did quit the job as a gravedigger because it is not what I was. They hired me for streets and sanitation. I thought I would be picking up branches in Rochelle after storms and cleaning up roadkill. I found out on my first
maybe having
day,
sex with a corpse every now and again.
I found out on the first day
Yeah.
that in Rochelle, the streets department also managed the cemetery, and they sent me over there. And I had not prepared myself to friends I had lost to, farming accidents. People died I knew growing up, and my grandfather. So I eventually did leave because of that. I was like, hey, man, this just isn't.
Yeah.
They're like, well, it's streets and sand.
How long did you do it?
A summer.
Yeah.
It was, but not all the way through. Like I had another month, and I
Yeah.
said, I just can't. And they're like, well, it's streets and sanitation. You wanted a job with streets and sanitation. I was like, yeah, there are no streets here, and even if we were on the streets, I would be appalled at the amount of dead people.
These people died on the street.
Yeah. And so that was one that I walked away from. And then I had a job in sales. I think I might have talked about this one time briefly. They had said if you hit a certain goal by the end of the year, you would get this big bonus. And I had plans to move to LA. And I hit the goal. And then the first 2 weeks of January, they called me in, and they just changed the stipulations, and we're like, we're not giving the money. They had me meet with like the publisher. It was for a big newspaper, and even the publisher like to tell me to my face like, yeah, we're not gonna do that for you.
Yeah.
And I thought I need more time here before I move to LA, but I just was like, fuck you. I'm done. I kind of know I'm gonna leave eventually anyway, so I'm not gonna say that I had pure righteousness about it, but there was enough of me that was like, no, you know what? I think I have an opportunity, and you need someone to say fuck you to you for this. And so I left. That was 2 times in my life. But as an adult, uprooting your whole life and moving across the country only to find out this is not what you were promised, and it goes against how you feel.
Is horrible.
I feel
There
for
should
Will.
be
And I
something
love
you're
Will.
allowed to, like,
He's one of the
do with
best
that.
guys I've met.
Yeah, Will's a good dude. I wish there was like something you could do about that. Like, I don't know.
Well, in our line of work, you can
kill
sue.
everybody at that job.
So
or
wait, I don't
something.
understand what
No,
Will's
that is
really
not an
saying. So did the job? He's still in the job. It's just not what he
He's
expected.
still there. Yeah, he packed up and
Yeah.
moved
He's
from
still
Denver.
there.
Things quickly went south. Promises he had been made would not be coming to fruition, and he had straight up been lied to.
I mean,
bought a house. All his chips are on this.
I mean,
pot.
I do think, like, why did he buy a house? That's unfortunately, I think, when I moved,
he pushed.
when I
in.
move places, I don't even sign year leases.
You don't.
I offer $100 more a month. Let me sign a 6-month lease, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. If this is where I want to be, if this is the neighborhood I want to live in.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
In everything that we do, there's tends to always be a contract associated with it. Amount of performances, amount of money, amount of days, whatever it is. God, this is so stupid, probably. Like in this type of job, for what I'm inferring, there is no actual deal on paper. Like we can sue if somebody's like, yeah, that's not the thing. And we're like, well, I have a deal here. You're in breach.
Yeah.
It's all just kind of, in normal workforce, it's mainly a handshake. I know that in some higher corporate levels, you can actually have a contract and a deal and all that stuff, but there's no real recourse other than, well, we told you and it's not happening anymore, so you either work here or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I guess
I would lose my mind. I would be so irate. I would just be like, no, thank you.
Listen, you have experience at like high level corporate work stuff. Can people sue over that? You've been at the level where people have contracts, right?
I mean, he might have emails and things to prove it.
That's true,
I
too.
mean, in most
was it
companies,
civil?
there are offer letters that go out that are signed. Like, so you're going on, and there is an agreement, like an agreed upon amount of money, or any bonuses, or whatever, or additional perks. If anything was happening, promises were made under the table. They're not gonna account for that. But then that gets things in kind of a shady.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into your reputation. You're a person that's difficult. You're a person that sues. You're a person that, like I just had a deal where a show got canceled for some reasons out of control. And they were like, the venue is not in, like, we don't want to make them pay you. Because, like, technically they have to pay you for your contract.
It's a kill fee, right?
Yeah, and I just said, pay me, but I just said, no, yeah, you're right. Don't make them pay me.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, in the long run, wasn't worth it.
No, I don't want to make, this venue. Plus, we know venues.
You're going to come back there.
I'm going to go back there. They're going to work at another venue.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, also in corporate America, there's usually this sort of like either actually official or an unspoken like 90-day period when you first start something before things like that's usually like sometimes they won't kick in healthcare benefits until 90 days in, or you know, if you had a sign-on bonus, you have to stay for a certain amount of time. Otherwise, like you owe that money back to the company. So I don't know if any of those things were in place for Will, but yeah, that's
well. Hey, man, I'm not trying to make light of it, but if you want to go back to just driving people around a Dairy Queen,
Dairy Queen,
you were great at.
Is that how you say Reese's Pieces? Dairy Queen?
No, that's not even make sense, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there twice.
It doesn't make sense.
One time was with you, and the other time was make you feel bad you weren't there. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm mad.
Anyway, drive people to Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, no. Will, thank you for this letter. Good luck in Pittsburgh. Just move back to Denver and hang out.
Yeah.
I think Daniel's right.
Or move here and hang out with us.
Move to L.A.
Sometimes you have to cut your losses to ensure that the one life that you have is better.
Agreed. 100%.
Disagree.
Now you're that guy?
Yeah, I disagree.
I like the old guy.
I like
That other guy.
Yeah.
Will, we wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel,
Daniel Van Kirk, and
Nick Thune.
Yeah.
Yes. We got there. You got it.
And we're back.
I have a tour starting in April. Go to roryscovel.com where all of the tickets and dates are, and go see me on that tour, please. Also tell 10 people.
Yeah. I have a show here in L.A. You can go to danielvankirk.com to keep up to dates with everything with me and Irene Two's show. Plus, I have a show in Houston once a month called Would You Rather Comedy. It's comics doing great sets and me also doing new material in addition to some of my other stuff. I'll be at Moon Tower and I'll be at the Grolix. Speaking of Denver, the last weekend in Denver, I'll be headlining with the Grolix boys. Am I forgetting something, Liz? Oh, shoot.
No, your Houston show is this Friday.
Oh, my Houston show is this Friday. That's awesome. Nick?
My last name is Thune.
Yep.
Correct.
12/8/79 is when I was born.
Correct.
In Tacoma, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All that checks out.
Website is out of order. That's
so
just
was
a fact.
Rory's. Rory just got back on
track.
track.
I joked about it on this show
you know
for
why?
a year.
Because we have listeners who are willing to help. So
that'd be nice. It's out of order. I mentioned some things on my Instagram every now and again about places I'll be performing.
Yeah.
I really rely on the venues and their promotions to kind of make sure it gets to the right people, which I think is a huge mistake.
I will co-sign, and Rory will co-sign.
That is a correct statement.
Yeah. I'll be at South by Southwest.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I hope that the festival knows.
That used to be me back in the day.
And if you guys want to send us any letters.
Yeah, good job, Roar.
I can't see it.
Oh, why? We know it by
I
heart.
don't have my glasses
Care of the
on.
Pen Pals Podcast, 5419 Hollywood Boulevard, Suite C, number 121, Los Angeles, California.
90027.
Nice.
That's my zip code.
Yep.
I don't even live anywhere near here.
That's right.
Well, that isn't here. It's where the
Neither
P.O.
do
box
we.
is, you silly goose.
Interesting.
That's Daniel's home address, if anyone's curious.
You know what? Take a shot. It isn't, but you send what you want. Mm-hmm. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Hello, YouTube. Oh, that's the other one.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube.
Hey,
It's
guys.
me, Hulu.
You guys good? Hi, team. I'm a big sports card collector, and the other week I pulled a one-of-one autographed card, and coincidentally, of my favorite player. I was floored to the point where I felt like I couldn't speak proper English. Heck, my wife asked a very simple request for me for our 2-month-old, and I had to ask her to re-explain it. Her reaction, incredibly confused. Have you ever had a moment where you were so shocked and excited that you acted like a bumbling idiot? Also, if you wouldn't mind playing Are They 71, the Are They 71 game, with the ultimate contestant, Jack freaking Phillips, that would be amazing. Thank you. Chuck Raposa.
I think Raposa.
P.S. Is there such a thing as an RRGF2F?
Interesting.
RRG is Rip Roaring Good Time. Rip Roaring Good face to face.
Rip Roaring Good Time.
Of course. Yeah. You go F2F with a RRGT.
You can have a Rip Roaring Good Time
That's
face
called
to face.
sex.
Yeah.
Sex.
You have sex.
I have no idea how old Jack Phillips is.
You have what?
None. But could I have a plot development?
There's no way to find out though.
There's no, because we can't. Jack Phillips was my boss when I was a federal agent.
Did you know that? Did you know Daniel was a federal agent?
No.
Yeah.
Who did you represent?
You too, Sensei. I like the old guy. Go back to the negative guy.
Now I'm handshake guy. Yeah. I like the cut of your jib.
I represented some police officers and
the Lollipop Kids. That's for Rory. I represent the Lollipop Kids.
As a federal agent.
Office of Personnel Management. FBI ID number 0758. Probably shouldn't be sharing
some
that.
private detectives. It was harder to get them work.
Yeah.
More in the mainstream
even know where this
sector.
went,
Cops,
Lisa.
firefighters.
Oh, well, this
First
is
responders.
unfortunate.
I'm just trying to get them all arrests.
Jesus, we text too much. Okay, ready?
No, we're not ready at all.
You have to
what
be
is
ready.
this?
This is a plot development courtesy of Lissa Rubin.
One of his clients.
Final moments. On Sunday, April 14th, nearby ships radioed Titanic to warn them of icebergs ahead. Still, Captain Smith was not truly concerned. He believed that Titanic could easily avoid collision and maintain full speed. That night, Macaroni radio operator Jack Phillips received messages about fields of bergs and pack ice. One warning mapped a dangerous rectangle that Titanic was already inside of. At 11 p.m., the liner Californian radioed that it had stopped amid ice. As Titanic sailed closer towards danger, Phillips, Jack, put the warning messages aside to continue sending telegrams from paying first-class passengers gushing over Titanic's grand amenities and promising to be in New York in the coming days. Jack Phillips dropped the ball on the Titanic. He kept sending fancy messages, ignoring warnings.
And do we know what happened?
The same Jack Phillips? Do we think?
If it is, he's a vampire. He's timeless.
Do we think though he might be a vampire?
I have no idea.
Right.
My Jack Phillips, Daniel.
Do we know what happened with the Titanic?
I don't.
They haven't found it. They have no idea. They found a fake staged government thing.
Thank you.
Daniel, say the second part though.
What was the second part?
Well, that he, as the Titanic was sinking.
Oh, well, you didn't send me that.
Oh, it sank.
You said.
Oh, spoiler.
You said the captain. Spoiler alert.
I actually did.
You said the captain tried to relieve this guy of his post, but he refused and stayed making distress calls until the ship sank. To which I would go, good, but also you kind of have to because you ignored all the warnings. So now you need to stay here and make sure everybody knows we're dying. Right?
Yeah.
Why do you have to go down with the ship? You know what I mean?
Well,
get out of there.
I send enough distress calls to help make sure that somebody comes and saves all these people.
Get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I told Lissa to her face the other day I would be on one of those boats.
Yeah.
Just I'd like us all. I'd like as many people to get saved as possible, but I'm one of the people.
Yeah, I want to be saved.
Love
stood
the burning boy as the ship went down, which is from one of my favorite poems, which is about a boy that went down with a ship.
On Titanic.
I don't know what ship.
I think it's a Jim Croce song.
Oh, you think just a ship?
Yeah.
Is it a Jim Croce song?
I don't know. Sports card collectors, either one of you guys?
Great transition.
Thanks.
Yeah, I have all the people that died on the Titanic.
You guys have your Titanic collector cards?
Yeah.
I mean, I just collect them all the time.
You still do? You'll pick up a pack and...
Yeah. I mean, I don't keep them or sort them, but I do like opening packs of baseball cards.
It's all the rage again.
But I'm not like, I'm really not collecting them.
Yeah.
You know. But they're just fun. Yeah, like I just opened up like a pack of 89 Fleer the other day.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I found a very old Ken Griffey Jr. card that is supposedly worth a lot of money.
Which one?
It's the... Lisa and I were trying...
Is it the Upper Deck?
It's the Rookie of the Year card.
Don Russ?
Yeah, I think so.
Rated rookie?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's two versions of it.
The blue out.
See, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. There's two versions of it. One version is worth like $13,000.
currently.
Oh, wow.
The other version is worth like $300 or $400, right?
Mm.
I think I'm pretty certain I have the $300 or $400 one, but
You currently have it?
yeah,
Where do you keep it?
it's in Rochelle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
Nick?
why do you ask?
Just to know where it's located
In case you go to country school?
in case I decide to go grab a burger and make some cash.
A Dairy Cream?
Mm-hmm.
Dairy creams. Try to sell that thing.
I've had a feeling about you that you still like the good old baseball card flip around.
Well, because I
too.
have season tickets to the Dodgers, so and I share them with a couple guys, and so we always kind of pass back. Like I found these, I just bought.
Where'd you find
like
89
a week
Fleers?
ago, at old shop, like pawn shops.
Sometimes you'll walk in. Yes, okay.
But like I found like these Daryl Strawberry bottle caps I bought because we're always like sending each other stuff. So I bought like 4 of these Daryl Strawberry bottle caps and sent them out to the guys that I share my
I love
tickets
that.
with.
Do you ever buy the long white box and just get yourself the whole thing?
I have before.
That's at the flea
yeah.
market by my cabin. Every time the guy he has another 4 of these boxes, and I have friends. Just, a few Bloody Marys or screwdrivers in will just be like, I'm getting one of these. I'm getting the
and you get, like,
entire
some Will
1993.
Clarks,
yeah.
Like
Dude, look at this Ryan Sandberg. He's wearing a tuxedo. I love that. I mean, this dude pulling a 101 autographed now. That's
Yeah.
He didn't say the player because he probably doesn't want Rory to come steal it. But
I want to know what was it about the 2-year-old?
I want to know.
the
Did
request.
the kid make it out alive?
Yeah. Can you go tell our son to stop playing with the oven? A 1 of 1.
A 1 of 1.
Can you re-explain that?
I can't. I wish that they would have included the player.
I
That
know,
would have
I
really
don't know,
blown
too.
our minds.
Have you ever had a moment where you were
Babe
so
Ruth.
shocked that you were a bumbling idiot?
I don't know.
I think even like if I were to see any of the 3 of us holding one of these very fun and very cool, but also big picture, we know total arbitrary joke, like Emmy or Oscar or whatever, I think we'd pull off a good speech.
Yeah.
But I think many people, that is a moment for actors and performers, producers, writers, costumes designers, all the things where they're like, I don't know what to fucking say here. I can't believe
I mean, I'm sure it's wildly surreal.
Has to be.
Something like that, where you would be living out a moment. If you were to win, let's say you're winning like Best Actor Oscar, if you really got that, and you're standing there holding it and talking to all those people,
and you're looking at the movies just sitting in the room.
No matter what you even value this statue at or this accomplishment at,
right?
I think you'd have a very weird, surreal mind glitch that things I don't think would feel very Matrixy. I think you would be like, oh, this is insane. I've watched this moment occur.
Right.
And you don't really mentally place yourself in this moment. I will say the first time I sat on the couch with Conan and looked at him, I was like, it felt very strange because I was like, I've never seen this angle. This is an angle America doesn't get. He's sitting right here, and it really is overwhelming because you're like, oh, I've watched this, but now I'm sitting here looking at this, and this is very strange.
Yeah, the first time I sat on the couch, I didn't actually I just got invited over before the commercial break.
Yeah,
and it was on Leno, and I sat between Jay Leno and Samuel L. Jackson.
I think I remember this.
And I was sitting there,
Nick,
and it was so surreal, and it was one of those. It was just crazy, and it was just like, huh.
Where you're like,
as of now,
you're almost grateful that they're going to commercial because you're like, what
Thank
would
God.
we talk about right now?
I'm just glad there was a moment where everyone saw this.
Right. I had a moment John C. Reilly did Dumb People Town at Largo, and there was a part halfway through the show where I looked over at him. I don't know if he was talking to someone else, and I was like, my choices have led me to this moment.
Yeah.
I'm doing a dumb news story podcast at Largo with John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
And you do kind of go, okay, all right.
It's
I think we're all
surreal.
professional enough to obviously clock back in.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I've had a true I don't even know, or if I have, I don't remember. But
yeah,
anything like that, I think you do have moments where you're like, this is fucking crazy. I imagine people's first night of the show, their first SNL.
Yeah.
It probably feels like that. What the fuck? Thank God I have lines. Thank God I'm in a sketch, because otherwise I think I would just not
Yeah.
We almost, by nature of what we do, I think a lot of times the work helps us rise to whatever the occasion is because that's kind of who we are and what we do. So having that is almost our crutch. The work, the performance is the easiest part.
Yeah.
Because we do that. We got that.
Well, that's the stand-up. The stand-up thing is that we are able to, before going on stage, come to a place to where we are able to walk in front of people, like just literally just walk, because that's a hard thing to do, and everyone's watching you.
Yeah.
And we've come to a place before we go out and I remember that moment, my first Tonight Show, where it was like the band's playing out a commercial break, and they're about to say my name, and there's a producer standing next to me with like a thing on, and I just remember like looking up and just being like, wow.
Right.
This is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Thune.
And then it starts. And then you're done. Yeah.
Then it's just like, and then it's over, actually. And then it's because we do the thing that we know how to do.
Right, yeah.
But it's the moments leading up to it that I have the hardest time with.
I agree. Yeah.
That the not anticipation, but like just get me there.
And
get
when
me
it's
on
stunning,
the
I
thing.
get anxious. I don't necessarily get
wanna
nervous,
wait.
but I get anxious.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. Let's fucking do it.
That's why when someone's in front of you and they're kind of running the clock on a show that matters, like if you're doing like a spot,
Right.
like, hey, they're going over, you're almost like, I don't know, I'm not putting so much weight on what I'm about to do, so you don't care. But if you're like about to tape something, or if you're like doing a tour where you're like, oh, I'm in a more reputable venue maybe for this moment, you know what I mean? Like then you might be like, hey, you were gonna do 15, and then you did 25, and that's I've said this to my every opener I've ever had. I'm always like, let's do 10, 20, and then I'll do 50. That's every show I do.
Yeah.
And then I tell the person, I go, if you're going to do more than 20, if you really think you might, I need you just to tell me that. I'm not going to be like mad. Like if you come off and you just did 25, then you did 25. We've all been down that road.
Yeah.
But if you kind of know you're going to do 25, will you just tell me right now that you're going to do 25? Because I'm getting to a place.
Right.
And at minute 20, I'm ready to go. And that 5 minutes will give me so much anxiety. It feels like 20 minutes.
You know what it is? It's like the beginning of Mario Kart where you kind of try to time it.
Yes.
And so you're back there kind of revving. Nope, I guess I'm too early. Okay, I'll rev it in. No, I guess they're still not done.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want that. I don't want to rev and pull off and rev. I kind of want to rev up so that I'm right at the...
So you can go.
Yeah.
I'm never looking at the clock.
Yeah.
I never know what time they went on or when they're off. I'm always just kind of like in that time, because I don't want to know the times. I just want somebody to be like, you ready?
You're on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah, I like that. I would like to get to that headspace, but I'm be like, as soon as they go up, I'm like, okay, I know I have. Especially sometimes if I smoke before I go on stage, I'm definitely like, all right, they just went up. They're going to do 20 minutes. I'm going to step out in 10 minutes.
My biggest thought before I go on stage now, and I try and remember it every time, is that this is the one show these people are seeing.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I used to go to a show when I was young, and I would think, that's the shoe. Look at the shoes he's wearing. He's wearing those shoes tonight. I wonder if he wears those every night. I was like, this is my personal experience with this person. So this show to me is everything and all I see. And so I try and remember, like, that's what everyone in the audience is experiencing. Like, this is their only moment. This is the one. Not like they might not even care, but like,
right.
It then makes me feel like, oh yeah, this is a one of a kind thing that's happening tonight.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Thanks for this, Chuck. You have to fucking tell us who the player is.
You have to.
It's
Or
probably
we
Bobby
sue.
Bonilla.
Oh, dude, Bobby Bonilla Day is one of my favorite days of the year.
We sue if you don't write us back.
Agreed. 100% sue.
All right.
There is such thing as an RRG. I think we covered it all. Chuck, thanks so much. I have no idea how old Jack Phillips. I hope he's 71 because that means he's still around. He might be 86, and it would make me sad if he's not here with us. I just don't know. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
And Rory Scovel, and
You got this.
You got it.
You got this.
Nick Thune.
Yep. Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Bye.
Thank you. You guys, that was our best one.